Welcome to another episode of the Make of Champions. I'm your host, Coach T.Price, aka T.Price. And today I have a special guest, Coach Martin Maric at University of Southern California. He is the throws coach there. We've gone back so many years. Just want to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Coach Maric. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, my friend. Nice to be here.
Yeah. We've gone, like I said, we've gone back from our days at USC, and you have really taken a hold of what the throws program is going there and moving it forward. It's always had a history of having some good throwers there. Just want to before we get into more of the coaching aspect, that we want to get a little bit to know of who you are and kind of what you're about and everything like that. So if you can just touch base on that.
Sure. Well, yeah, throwing chose me. Right? So I was a basketball player. I did a little bit of track in high school. And my high school coach said, well, try this throwing thing because the high jump is not working. So I tried throwing, and he's like, wow, this is going to be your sport. Right. So I was lured into it in high school. And I was lucky enough to get a scholarship to go to U.S. Ended up first at the University of Georgia. Ended up transferring to UC Berkeley. Got my master's degree at University of Virginia and worked there afterwards. So yeah, throwing found me, and I love it from the day one, from the first time I threw the shot put, and I'm being a discus thrower mostly through all events. But yeah, it gave me a lot. It gave me opportunity to get education, to start a family, to have my family back home. So yeah, throwing found me. I've been loving it. I've been coaching for 12 years now in D1, and I love every day of it.
But from the college setting, from when you were in college, then you had your stint in the pro circuit and everything. How did that help transition you to be the coach that you are?
Great question. I think it gave me a good perspective of what athletes, because I was an athlete aspiring to go to pro circuit, to go Olympics, to go world championships, but also be a good student. So I living through that, being a student athlete and then being just an athlete, I think it gave me a good understanding of how I should prepare my athletes for that. And to tell them about the things they have to prepare. You're going to be, once you're out of college, of all the things you have to take care of yourself, right? There's no coach, there's no compliance, there's no sport nutritionist, there's no sports psychologist available with no price, all right? So a lot of those things, it's good to know to prepare the athletes for that transition. So it helped me a lot to see if that's for some athletes. Some athletes might not, even though if they're successful throwers, it might be better to do something else, all right? So seeing that in college and then being a professional athlete, I think it gave me a good insight of how to mentor my athletes during those 5 years in college.
Okay. So now, leaving from your coaching stint, you started off where, and then how did you get to where you are now?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
Okay, when your coaching career started off starting where, and then how did you end up to where you are right now at USC?
Yeah, so I started coaching with my friends first. When I was pro, quote unquote, from 2009 to 2012, I was able to help my friends, fellow throwers, because finding a good coach sometimes is very hard to move across the world to find a good coach. So we kind of help each other. So while doing that with a couple of my friends who became very successful throwers, I found the joy in that. And after Olympics in 2012, I didn't make the final in the Olympics in London, and I made a decision before the Olympics: if I don't make the final, this is it. Right? I have to go in the workforce or find a coaching job and be done, and be part-time thrower, be full-time coach. So that happened in 2012. I was very fortunate that a friend of mine, my former sprints coach at Cal, Brian Fetzer, was looking for a throws coach, and he said, "Martin, I heard you're looking for a job in U.S." I'm like, "Yeah, Brian." I'm like, "Hey, I got a spot for you." So it was a blessing. It was a big blessing to have that man call me at that time And since then, I was in University of Virginia. He came to USC 2 years ago.
Well, I know you've made a tremendous impact even at Virginia. I remember when we were looking at you to come to USC, it was like looking at you. You were not only just a one event coach, and then that's one of the things that some people within the throws world they really focus on one major event, but you had a lot of people scoring in a multitude of events. How do you look at that as far as when with you got some of those coaches like, okay, this is my primary thing that I want to do, and that's all I want to focus on. But then you were able to develop throughout all of the, you're talking about weight throw, shot put, discus, hammer, and javelin. You've done it all.
Yeah, it's not very usual, right? It is, and I do have my weaknesses in throwing events. I would say hammer is one event. I did have a lot of success with Hilmar, with Nick P, Jay Baker, amazing thrower at Virginia, female thrower as well. I think I was lucky to be pushed to do all other events first, and I got interest in that. I did the decathlon at first for those first couple of years of my career at track, and then learned throwing, shot, discus, and jab. Later on, hammer. I think also what's important is to continue to be excited about it. Right? If your drive, if you love track, and that's what we talked about earlier. Some great athletes might not be good coaches. Some athletes should be athletes, right, and do something else, maybe real estate or whatever. Right? Maybe not coaching just because they are very good athletes in their particular event. You do have to love the sport, the whole sport. I love jumps, I love sprints, I love distance. I don't run, but I love watching it. Right, El Rouge, one of my favorite people of all time in athletics. Right, distance runner. But you have to love the sport, and I think when you do, it's easier for you to reach out to other coaches like, hey, how do you do this? How do you do this? What did you do with your athlete to do this? Can you check out my hammer thrower? What is he doing wrong? Can you check out my javelin thrower, right? So I continue to throw in college, mostly shot, discus, and jab. Hammer, like I said, I have great love for the sport. Tore Gustafsson is one of my great mentors, as well as Coach Nemeth in Hungary. I'm never ashamed to reach out to them and say, hey, what do you see here? So I think the key is loving the sport and not having an ego so high that you can't reach out to other coaches and say, hey, I need help with this. You have 40 years of experience, coach. What do you see? All right. So reaching out is the biggest thing I would say.
Well, you came into USC taking over for Coach Dan Lang, who's a phenomenal throws coach and everything. And knowing the foundation he left there at USC, was it kind of hard coming in and setting up your parameters because most likely y'all have different philosophies of how you train people. So was that adaptation kind of hard for the student athletes to adapt to your training regimen, or did you feel it synced right in?
I think the biggest thing that every coach has to do when having a new athlete, whether you are transferring to another school or you're having high school athletes who are very successful coming in. If the athlete is experienced and they have a certain way of training and it works, you shouldn't change much. So if somebody was on a good path, and they're throwing far, they're coming from high school, they're coming transferring in. We had a lot of transfer at UVA. I feel like that way when I came to USC that I have all these transfers now, right? And they are having a new coach, so we both have to adjust to each other. Communicate. I would say the biggest thing was communication. Sometimes it's not easy. It's getting to know the athletes getting to know you. But if you come with open heart and really try to help them become better version of themselves, and you do the best that you can, you really can't regret anything, right? So you sit down, you talk, you make the plan, you go over it. And I think that's what worked really well, in particular with Nick P. A great hammer thrower. We just continue to work on his strengths and continue to work to fix his weaknesses, right? So double up on strengths, fix the weaknesses. So being open-minded, is very important. And yes, coaches have different styles. There's a lot of different throwers out there, a lot of different sprinters, a lot of different jumpers. There's some jumpers that can only jump once a week, right? They have a lot of time to recover. Some jumpers you see like, oh my God, they're jumping so much, they're gonna get hurt. So there's a lot of different styles for different athletes, and I think a good coach should look into all those options. Coach Dan did a great job developing some amazing athletes and NCAA champions, and I think the biggest thing for me coming at USC is adjusting to academic part of athletes over there, because the academics is very important. Athletes do get stressed if they're not doing well. They come there for school. It's very important for them. So having that schedule first and then throwing schedule is very important. So, but you helped me a lot with that too, right? You told me about what to expect, and it was easy for me as a coach to do that. So coming in a new program, always talk to the coaches who were there and adjust what you can.
How big, this is again, it's the making of champions. So coming up with a championship program, how is cohesiveness with the staffs, and how is that important towards helping you do what you got to do, but then understanding the program of what Coach Watts is trying to build there at USC?
Very important. I was fortunate enough at Georgia to be the incredible pros coaches there, sprint coaches. At Cal to be with some great coaches as well, Olympic champions, and at UVA as well. And I think we haven't won at those times. We haven't had the whole picture. At UVA, I was fortunate to coach some amazing throwers. Scored 36 points just with the 5 throwers there for them scoring. And we didn't win. We got third. So I think to win, you have to have a whole team. What Coach Watts is trying to do is doing well. We're very close. Is getting those pieces together: jumps, sprints, throws, multis. Right. I think that's very important. That's how Florida does it. They always have a thrower or two. They have their relays. Right. Mount does a great job in that. Texas as well. So you always historically you needed the whole team. One side can be dominant. That's fine, but it hasn't happened in a while that somebody won NCAA championships as a team with just one group. So what Coach Watts is trying to do is connect those pieces. I think we're doing well. I think we're very close to winning. We got third last year by a couple of points. So True. I think we continue. We'll be in a good situation.
Okay. Well, now let's look at from the throws side of things, building the championship culture within the throws program. How are you building that at USC, and how are you looking at achieving even higher goals that you might have set for the program?
To be a champion, you have to put ego aside. Right. So in this sport, in every sport, team sport, track and field seems like an individual sport. Mm-hmm. It's not. You have your trainers. Oftentimes, strength coaches are different than track coaches. You have your track coaches. You have sports psychologists, sports nutritionists. You have academic advisor. A lot of things. A big team that puts it all together. If you don't have that, you will not be able to sleep well with bad nutrition. You will have issues. The problems at home, problems with teammates, roommates will come up. Sports psychology is there to help. Academics, if you're not doing well in school, you're not competing. NCAA will not allow you. Right? So that's a group of people. So if your ego is so high that you don't, you feel uncomfortable reaching for help, it's going to be hard. And that's what you try to do as a coach in the recruiting process. In the recruiting process, I think it's very important to talk to parents, talk to loved ones, whoever is in charge. Coaches, grandma, wherever that is. Talk to athletes, see what they're looking for. USC is not for everybody, right? And there's schools that particular athletes, even though they're very talented athletically, they might be a better fit somewhere else. So it's looking for that person who fits USC is very important, and that comes from the whole. Like I said, the whole team is involved of people, nutritionists, sports psychologists. Strength conditioning, physios, massage, chiropractor, right? Mm-hmm. So if you are okay with working with other people, then that's a first step, right? If you're not, and we see that in the recruiting process. So yeah, being able to be a teammate is very important. Respect your teammates. We try to give everything that we can to everybody equally, and you as a teammate have to also be respectful of your of athletes who are not as talented as you maybe at the time. So that's very important. Being a good teammate and being a good team player, right?
Right. Gotcha. Well, what are some things that you saw as you were growing in the sport as a coach, that you saw that you've learned, I guess you saw and you've learned through hard times or good times to make you so successful like right now?
I have been blessed with a lot of great athletes. I try to be very honest with them. What's my philosophy? That I don't have issues talking to their coaches in high school. I don't have issues to talking to a club coach. We have to find the best workout for you. And also, if something's out of ordinary, we're not going to try something that nobody has tried. So my philosophy is, if top 10 or 20 people of all time have not done this technique, this training, this volume, these heavy implements, if they haven't done it, those top 20, we're not going to do it. Right. So we're gonna start with basics. So we're not going to throw things that nobody had done before. That's my biggest thing is that simplicity. We're not going to do 2 turns in shot put yet. Nobody has done it. Let's stick to basics. We can throw far with basics. So simplicity is number one for me. And also, like I said, not having an ego to reach out to other coaches. And a few occasions, like I said, Coach Tore Gustafsson helped me a lot with Hammer. And we had a lot of success. Nick's doing well. Hilmar did amazing. Jay Baker did crazy things at UVA. So being able to reach out and finding what the best for athlete is, what triggers them, how they want to be communicated with, that's very important. What motivates them, who's the important person in their life who can help us when things are tough, and things will get tough in 4 years for whatever reason, physically, injury, something at home, friends, issues. So we got to find those people who are important in their lives and be together on the same page as much as we can. Right. So working with athletes are very important for me. Also, what I found, and this is, I think, one of the most important things, is that athlete needs to own the process as well. Coaches, I can give you the plan. We have proven plan, track and field over 100 years, how you can train and do really well. But if the athlete doesn't want to be part of it, it's going to be hard. Right? If they don't want it, you got to want it, right? If they're not owning that they need to go to sleep, that they need to eat the right food, that they need to recover after workout. If they don't own that, you're just you're fighting a very, very hard battle as a coach. So we have to work together.
Well, knowing the where USC is always in the limelight to try to win the championships and everything like that. Outside of that, how do you on the outside of that to find time to where you can release your mind and unwind a little bit before you get back into the battle of competition?
Mm. It's kind of recharge as a coach. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
I like to work out. I have family. Obviously, my wife, she's a great supporter. I love spending time with her and my son. So that's very important for me. Number one, to get home, to hang out with them, but also to work out myself. Whatever that is of the day, high intensity interval training session, a little bit of running, bicycle, something. I really believe that your body can affect your mind, and that's been proven through research. So being in good physical shape, I think for me, it's very important to be in a good mental shape as well to handle the pressures of 12 athletes. There's going to be one that has some issues, not because they're fault, right? There's chances are something's going to happen at home, something's going to happen in the dorm, something's going to happen in the classroom. So for me, it's family, it's God. I do like to pray. you've been in LA. I heard this one time from a coach, and I thought with myself, this is so dangerous. He said he likes to pray when he drives. He's an NFL coach, won 2 Super Bowls. I'm like, wow, that's so dangerous. But I didn't know that he lived in a city with a lot of traffic. So you can pray a lot.
Yeah. You got time.
You got time. So before work, I pray. I have my rosary. I do about 10, it's 20, depending on the traffic, right? And that's before I get to work. So that I said, and then work out. So family, God, family. It's one thing. Work out, and then give my best that I can to athletes. So.
Okay. Well, now since you have a wife and you have a kid, now how do you kind of plan out your off time to be with them and spend time, knowing that the family is very important, and then that significant other has to be there to help support you what you're doing. So how do you make sure that she's and your child are getting enough attention when you're constantly on the road and the recruiting and everything like that?
That's a great question, Coach. That's a tough one. As a track coach, it's really tough. You really have to have a spouse or a friend or a girlfriend, boyfriend who are on the same page, and they understand being a coach. Our job, we don't have a time. It's not 9 to 5. You know this. We are in the middle of the night. You got calls. Recruiting is all year round, all year round. So sometimes I do bring my wife to recruiting trips. So if we're going to Europe, she comes with me. Now we have a baby. He's 3 years old now, so it's a bit easier. But you have to involve your family from home to have somebody to help babysit. All right, that's very important. I don't know how some of these coaches make it with 3, 4 kids. It's just not on that level. We're good with one. Ilya is a lot. he's marvelous. Like he's a lot. It takes a lot on your family if you don't plan it right. So we try to have Sundays just for ourselves. Like I said, on summer recruiting, we'll go together. You have to find time for your family, otherwise, I assume every coaching job takes a lot like this, like track, and it's at the end of the day might be worth it, might not, for some people, but you cannot neglect family. You cannot neglect that. So you do have to find time. You're trying to win championships. If you want to put your family aside, it might be worth it for you. I don't think it's for me. Family comes first. Faith in family, and then you have to find time. Sundays, summers. My wife knows during the spring it's tough. It's really hard, and we've been trying to make this podcast for a while, right?
Yes,
we couldn't find time. So Sundays, I would say, when you come home after 5, 6 p.m., whenever that is, try to spend as much time with them. And then summers and winters. All right. So and we'll see how long we can do that. Right? I think she's in it for a while. But your wife, your spouse, your significant other, they have to understand. Otherwise, it's very hard. I've seen other coaches, and he can separate families. He can separate families. So yeah, pay great attention to your loved ones, because this sport can take a lot.
Well, do you have any words of wisdom that you can give to either young or old coaches that you want to impart upon them to see that they have success within the sport? Because we want to make sure that everybody wants to talk about the doom and gloom of track and field, but it's still alive, and some things that happen. So how do you keep them motivated to be the best that they can be, and really to look for more things within the sport?
Track and field changes life for better. So many lives. He saved so many lives. I know friends of mine who found themselves in track and field, who were on the wrong track of life. No pun intended, but track and field can save a lot of lives. It can open up so many opportunities for athletes. Usually track athletes, most of them are very smart. They work really hard. Right? So in general, track and field athletes are smart kids. They're smart people. Because you are faced with yourself. There's no teammates. There's no hiding. Like, this is my PR. There's nobody responsible. It's me. I put the work in. So early on teaches you discipline. And I think that's why these athletes are so successful academically. So for these coaches, even though it can be tough, I think what we really owe ourselves to do in this life and this opportunity that we have given, this privilege, is to pass on that knowledge, pass on those opportunities to others, those kids who are going to raise their families. They're going to help their mom and dad at home because they graduated from a good university, they got a good degree, and they worked hard to provide for a better life. Right? Track and field does not make money. That's not a secret to anybody. But it provides so much. So many millionaires are former track athletes, runners. Look at Nike, obviously, right? But there's so many more entrepreneurs who came from track and field. Speedwalkers. There's a lot of successful speedwalkers out there. Billionaires. So this track does build discipline. This sport builds discipline. Track and field builds discipline. And I think for coaches who are in it, knowing that they're going to change lives for better, I think that's the most important thing at the end of the day. When that time comes and when Father Time knocks on the door, knowing that you improved so many lives through your skills of coaching, I think that's, you can sleep well at night and wait for that day to come with an easy heart, right? And that's I think the biggest reward of this sport is the way we change lives. They change our lives, and we continue to change lives for better.
Well, I know you have your own podcast and everything, so I want to give you an opportunity to shout it out and let everybody know how to catch it and everything like that. So please tell us about it.
Yeah, well, it's similar. We talk about. I talk to other coaches as well and athletes in throws. Right, so it's a throws podcast. It is on Apple and Spotify and all the other apps. We haven't done it in a while because track season. But I think what we're trying to do also as well is promote our sport and emphasize how many great things come from this sport, regardless where NCAA goes. It's going to be track and field. Kids are going to run. Throwing it's not expensive. Running is not expensive compared to baseball. Somebody did a breakdown of how expensive the sports are in high school to end up in D1. Track is one of the most affordable sports, throwing, running, jumping, and we're trying to promote our sport. There's millions and millions of people out there loving this sport internationally. Coach, you know this. When you go anywhere in the world,
Yeah.
and say, "Oh yeah, jump, oh athletics, oh jump, I know this guy." You connect with so many people worldwide, and you have friends because of that worldwide. You can go to Italy, coach. I know for sure. You can say, "Hey, I need a stadium to train." They will love it, right? Oh yeah, Coach Price, come over here. We know you, right? Continue to promote our sport. That's what we're trying to do on our broadcast as well. And you're doing a great job, Coach, too.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see you at Nationals.
Yeah, my plan is to be there this year.
Yeah.
Well, this is an opportunity for you to say anything else you want to shout out to anybody or shout out anybody, give props to some people that help you transition to where you are now. Of course, I know you're going to give some shout out to your wife, but this is your opportunity to give some advice or just shout out people that you want to shout out.
Yeah, and thank you for that, Coach. Thank you. I think it's very important to acknowledge people who helped you in your journey, beginning from my high school coach, Ivan Vestic, who's the president of Croatian Federation now. He got me into track. And also Coach Babbitt at Georgia, Coach Ed Miller at Cal, Coach Brian Fetzer, who got me the job at the UVA, and Vin Lanena, who didn't fire me at UVA, right? When Coach Fetzer retired. And those were great mentors. I think I learned a lot from them. My wife, she's her faith is strong. She's holding this family together. I gotta help. I gotta thank her and also you as well, Coach. When I came here, it was a lot. Los Angeles is a big city. USC is different than other universities in terms of what kind of athletes fit there well. And when they fit really well. Right? They do really well at USC. So thank you for being there, a friend of mine, to help me until it's scary. Like Mario Wilson helped me a lot in this journey as well. I got to take a big shout out to Mario, because he's the reason I'm still coaching as well. He helped me a lot. So, but yeah, thank you, coach, as well, for doing this, what you're doing right now, helping me here at USC, and we're gonna make some great champions. We're gonna win championships. We're gonna make champions. And also, being a champion is not just winning NCAAs. Being a champion is winning every day, being a better version of yourself every time that you can enhance yourself of 1%, 0.5%, right? That's what champions do. They get better and better. So it's not just winning a trophy; it's winning every day. And coach, you do that with your athletes. We're trying to do that with the athletes every day. So that's how the world becomes a better place.
Well, you heard it here, the man himself, Coach Martin. He's done so many great things and continue to do great things. I know some even better things are going to happen this year for you, your program, the USC program. It is the making of champions is within you. So I'm glad to have you a part of this program. It took us a while, but we got it done. So I want to thank you for imparting information, imparting knowledge on to the masses here, to see that within in the throws world, within the jumps world, within track and field itself, that there are some good people who desire to see the sport grow, to inspire young men and young women to be the best they can be. And as you said, it's not all about just the trophies; it's about being better each day, each and every day. And that you are one of those impactful people to make that happen. And that's one of the things that we want to make sure that happens within this sport, within our coaching realms, that we're also making sure that we're being impactful to the student athletes we come by and other people who just come in our presence, that we are those people to always inspire them to be the better people and to make it go far within life. And life is a little bit more than just the sport itself, but yet the sport gives you a little bit more of a holistic part of things, because you get to see people from so many parts of the world, and come together and see how you can make things better. So I want to thank you for being a part of this program, and being a great friend of mine. And I wish you nothing but the best. Again, this is another episode of the Making of Champions. Please like, share, and subscribe to the program. We'll take you later. Peace.